In Dubai, not all developers are equal. Some deliver high-quality projects, while others rack up delays, cut corners on finishing, and fail to keep promises. Today, we're taking a close look at 30 real estate developers in Dubai. Which ones are truly reliable, which ones are overrated, and most importantly, which ones I personally do not invest with. Obviously, this list is not exhaustive. There may be developers I haven't included, and that's not a deliberate omission. If you're an investor or considering buying in Dubai, this video could literally save you from making a big mistake. Because together we're going to analyze the most well-known developers and the challengers trying to make a name for themselves in the market, with varying degrees of success. We're going to talk about construction quality, meeting deadlines, value after delivery, payment plans, and most importantly, which ones really deliver on their promises. I'm Agata. I've been living in Dubai since 2013, and I've been investing here for over 10 years, mainly in off-plan buy and sell projects. On this channel, I share my unfiltered experience to help you invest wisely and avoid the pitfalls. And if, like me, you can't stand dream sellers and their numbers pulled out of thin air anymore, then subscribe. Here, we talk about investment with real facts, not empty talk. A quick note before we start. What I'm going to share with you here is a personal opinion based on my hands-on experience. If you've already invested with one of these developers or if you work for them, please don't take it personally. I'm giving my objective and reasoned opinion, but it's by no means an absolute truth. To make things clearer, I've grouped these developers into 5 categories. The first one, the very best. For me, these are the best on the market. Quality, reputation, added value. They tick all the boxes. Category 2, very good quality, solid developers with excellent value for money. Category 3, ideal for investment. Maybe not the best in terms of finish or prestige, but they offer very good returns on investment or attractive payment plans. Category 4, there are better ones out there. In other words, these are not among my favorites. Category 5, neutral. These are the ones I'm less familiar with. They're present on the market, but I prefer not to give a specific opinion because I haven't had direct experience with them. I haven't had the chance to visit a finished product, so I'd rather not comment. So if you're ready, let's get started with the ranking. Emaar Properties. I'm not going to keep you in suspense. Let's start directly with Emaar, one of the biggest and most well-known in Dubai. And for good reason, this semi-government developer has literally shaped the city. Downtown Dubai, Dubai Marina, Dubai Creek Harbor, Emaar Beachfront. That's all them. They also built the Burj Khalifa, the Dubai Mall. In short, the most iconic places in the city. With Emaar, there's no risk involved. If you invest with them, you're almost certain not to lose money. Why? Their projects are always in strategic locations. Rental demand is high and their reputation is solid, which reassures both buyers and investors. That said, let's be honest, when it comes to pure construction quality, there are better options out there. But Emaar doesn't just sell buildings. They sell complete, well-designed communities with solid infrastructure and real demand. Verdict: I rank them in category 2. Very good quality, very good developer. It's an excellent choice, especially for those looking for safe and stable investments. Next, let's talk about Nakheel Properties. It's a key player in the Dubai real estate market. Unlike Emaar, Nakheel is a 100% government-owned developer, which further strengthens its stability and credibility. Nakheel is especially known for its grand and iconic projects like Palm Jumeirah, one of Dubai's landmarks. They are also working on ambitious projects like Palm Jebel Ali, which is rapidly expanding, and Dubai Islands, which was launched recently. This is a developer that positions itself in the luxury segment and focuses on unique, high-value projects. What sets Nakheel apart is their ability to design entire neighborhoods from scratch, completely transforming areas. In terms of potential for capital appreciation, this is extremely reassuring for investors. And they don't stop there. In recent years, they have strengthened their position by absorbing other developers like Maidan, Meraas, and Dubai Properties, making them an even more powerful player. With Nakheel, you know you're investing in ultra-high-quality projects, unique on the market, and with very strong potential for appreciation. For me, it unquestionably deserves a place in the number 1 category, the very best of the best. Now let's move on to Meraas. Meraas is the developer that combines lifestyle and luxury in Dubai. They are behind ultra-famous projects like City Walk, Blue Waters Island, La Mer, and Jumeirah Bay Island. Meraas doesn't just build buildings, they create an experience. What's great about Meraas is that their projects attract a high-end clientele, which ensures strong rental demand and great potential for appreciation. Moreover, since they were integrated into Nakheel, they have benefited from even greater financial strength, making them even more reliable. In short, Meraas is a developer I highly recommend for those looking for well-located, modern projects with excellent value for money. For me, they deserve their place in category 2. Very good quality and a great choice for investment. Now let's move on to Dubai Properties. Dubai Properties is a developer that mainly focuses on creating communities ideal for families. They are behind very popular neighborhoods like Moudon, Remram, Villanova, and Jumeirah Beach residents. Their projects are designed to offer a pleasant living environment with green spaces, family-friendly amenities, and well-developed infrastructure, making them perfect for those looking to settle long-term or attract a stable rental clientele. Moreover, Dubai Properties has repeatedly proven that their projects offer real opportunities for investors. For example, those who bought off-plan in communities like Moudon achieved excellent capital gains upon delivery thanks to strong demand for this type of property. Today, with their integration into Nakheel, they remain a solid choice for those looking to invest in well-established family neighborhoods with strong appreciation potential. So I place them in category 3, good quality and offering good investment opportunities, especially for families or investors seeking stability and growth. Alright, let's move on to a big one, Damac. It is the largest private developer in the United Arab Emirates. They clearly have the ability to develop entire communities from scratch, as they did with Damac Hills and soon Damac Lagoon. These are very financially accessible projects, especially compared to other much more high-end developers. However, let's be honest, the quality of finishes at Damac is not always up to par, and they often have delivery delays, which has given them a somewhat mixed reputation in the market. That being said, if you look at their competitive prices and the good opportunities they offer for investment, Damac remains an interesting choice, especially for investors looking for good rental yields at more affordable prices. In summary, even though it's not the highest quality developer, Damac allows you to enter the real estate market with attractive prices and interesting profitability potential. That's why I'm going to rank them in category 3. Very good option for investment. Now let's move on to Sobha Realty. Sobha is a developer that stands out for its attention to detail and the quality of its premium construction. They are especially known for projects like Sobha Artland or Sobha One, where every detail, from the finishes to the green spaces, is carefully considered. Unlike other developers, Sobha is its own builder, which means they handle everything themselves, from design to construction. The result, impeccable quality control and often very few delivery delays. As a result, they are often more expensive than other players, but there is real added value in terms of durability and customer satisfaction. Sobha mainly targets an upscale clientele, and their projects have excellent potential for capital appreciation while also offering a great rental living experience. In summary, Sobha is ideal for investors who prioritize quality above all and are looking for properties in well-designed, high-end environments. For me, they deserve their place in category 2, very good quality. Now let's move on to Azizi Development. Azizi is a developer that offers a large number of projects all over Dubai, especially in areas like Al Furjan, Meydan and Palm Jumeirah. On paper, their projects are often attractive, with modern designs, competitive prices and potentially good rental yields. But the reality really doesn't always live up to expectations. When it comes to delivery delays, it's a real problem. Personally, I've assisted clients who had to wait several years for the delivery of their properties, with no follow-up or communication from Azizi. Moreover, even once the projects are delivered, they generally don't offer much potential for capital appreciation. These are properties that can be suitable, however, for generating rental income, but not necessarily for an investment strategy based on property appreciation. That's why, for the first time in this video, I'm going to rank Azizi in category 4, meaning there are better options, where you can find developers offering similar products but with a more interesting customer experience and potential. Now we're switching things up completely and moving on to Ellington Properties. Ellington is a developer that focuses on design-driven, high-end projects, and you can see it in every detail. They are known for residences like Belgravia, Quilton Terraces, and DT1 in downtown, where the interior design and finishes are clearly above the market average in Dubai. What really sets them apart is their client-oriented approach and their commitment to creating elegant, modern, and functional spaces. In terms of quality, we're talking about a high standard, but it's also a developer that targets a premium clientele, so it's also more expensive, even compared to a developer like Emaar, for example. It's not necessarily the most affordable choice for a first investment, but if you're looking for a unique product with strong rental demand and excellent potential for capital appreciation, Ellington is an excellent choice. What I also appreciate about them is that they take their time to do things right. Unlike other developers, they don't sacrifice quality for speed. The result? Projects that attract buyers and demanding tenants. For all these reasons, I placed Ellington in category 2, very good quality. If you're looking for a high-quality property with real added value, it's an excellent option. Now, let's move on to Omniyat. Omniyat is clearly the most luxurious you can find in Dubai. This developer creates unique and exceptional projects like the Opus by Zaha Hadid or one at Palm Jumeirah. We're talking here about properties that are not just luxurious, but that completely redefine the concept of high-end. In fact, they often make headlines for record-breaking sales with apartments that surpass all price records in Dubai. We're talking about ultra-exclusive properties here, clearly not accessible to everyone, but aimed at a very high-end clientele ready to invest in the exceptional. On the other hand, if you have the budget to invest in Omniyat, it could truly be a gem. The potential for capital gains on their projects is incredible, sometimes exceeding 100% return on investment at delivery, which is still quite rare. Honestly, for me, Omniyat absolutely deserves its place in Category 1, the very best of the best. If you're looking for excellence and are willing to pay for it, this is a choice that won't disappoint you. Now let's move on to Prescott. Prescott is a developer that positions itself in the value for money segment. And honestly, they do a great job in this category. Their projects offer interesting options for investors, especially thanks to their post-handover payment plan, which allows you to spread out the cost over several years, even after receiving the keys. On top of that, Prescott often offers fully furnished properties, which is a big advantage for investors looking to rent out quickly. It's convenient turnkey, and it takes away a lot of the stress related to moving in or furnishing, especially when you're investing from a distance. Their prices remain very competitive, which makes Prescott an ideal option for those who want to enter the market without blowing their budget, while still benefiting from good rental potential. For me, Prescott clearly deserves its place in Category 3, good for investing. If you're looking for an affordable, well-designed project that's suited to an investment strategy, it's definitely a choice worth considering. Now let's move on to Live Developer. This is a player that has made a strong name for itself in the high-end market, especially in Dubai Marina, where it mainly focuses. Their projects like Live Residence or Live Marina are among the most sought after in this area, whether for purchase, rental, or resale. What sets them apart is the exceptional quality of their finishes and their modern, elegant design, clearly aimed at a premium clientele. On top of that, their locations in Marina are always strategic, with incredible views of the water or the surrounding skyscrapers, which makes them very attractive. For investors, it's a solid bet. Live apartments are among those that sell and rent for the highest prices in Marina. Demand is always strong, which ensures attractive rental yields and solid appreciation over the long term. In my opinion, Live Developer fully deserves its place in Category 2, very good quality. If you're looking for a property in Marina with excellent quality and strong resale or rental potential, this is a developer you can rely on. Now, let's move on to Danube Properties. Danube is a developer that has truly made its mark on the Dubai real estate market by introducing the famous payment plans with monthly payments of 1% over several years, even after handover, which has made real estate investment accessible to many people. But let's be clear, in terms of quality, we're far from high-end standards. The finishes are often quite basic, and if you invest with Danube, you should know that you'll rarely have premium tenants and the potential for capital appreciation is very limited. It's really a product aimed at the tightest budgets, but it's not the ideal choice if you're looking for a rental investment with strong appreciation or premium returns. That being said, there are a few exceptions, such as certain well-located projects in JLT or Business Bay, where Danube can be a viable option to get into these neighborhoods at a lower cost. But overall, it's not a developer I particularly recommend. For this reason, I rank Danube in Category 4, meaning there are better options for a better balance between quality and profitability. Now, let's move on to Tiger Group. Tiger is somewhat in the same vein as Danube. Their main strength is the long payment plans, which often extend beyond the delivery date. This allows investors to enter the market with tight budgets while spreading payments over several years. In terms of quality, we're still looking at something rather basic, even though they've improved a lot in recent years, and it's definitely a step above Danube. If you're considering investing with Tiger, it can be interesting in premium neighborhoods like Business Bay, but only if the prices remain reasonable. Their product can make sense for someone looking for an affordable property in a strategic location, but you really need to assess the rental potential before getting started. On the financial stability side, there are no concerns. Tiger has been on the market for over 40 years and has already delivered more than 200 projects. So it's a reliable and experienced player. But where it falls short is the lack of long-term appreciation potential. Their projects aren't designed to generate large capital gains, which limits their appeal for investors seeking significant returns. Honestly, I'm torn between Category 3 and Category 4 for Tiger. Their attractive price and long payment plan are advantages, but overall, you can find much better elsewhere, especially if you're willing to spend a bit more. In the end, I'm going to put them in Category 4 because there are much more interesting and better balanced options on the market. Now let's move on to Euro 24. Euro 24 is still a very new developer on the market. And to be honest, I can't really give an opinion on them yet. To this day, they haven't delivered a single project yet, so I've never seen any of their finished products. That makes it difficult to assess their actual quality. That being said, I have a rather positive initial impression because they're positioned in a very affordable segment with some of the lowest prices on the market, and they also offer some of the longest payment plans. These two factors make them an interesting option for those who want to get into real estate in Dubai without taking on too much financial risk. Of course, we can't judge their construction quality yet, but we have to acknowledge that they don't claim to be something they're not. They clearly position themselves as an economical and accessible solution, which may suit certain types of investors. For now, I'm going to place them in category 5. I can't give a definitive opinion yet because there isn't enough hindsight on their project. That said, I'm looking forward to seeing their first delivery to get a clearer idea of what they're really worth. Deyaar is a developer who has been present on the Dubai market for quite some time and has delivered several projects, notably in neighborhoods like Business Bay, Dubai Marina, and Barsha Heights. They position themselves in the mid-range segment with relatively competitive prices and projects that target both investors and residents. However, to be honest, I don't have much direct experience with them, and I haven't had the opportunity to closely assess the quality of their finishes or the potential for their project's appreciation. From what I know, they offer accessible and well-located properties, but they don't particularly stand out in the market in terms of innovation or added value. If you're a beginner investor or you're looking for a reasonably priced option in strategic locations, it might be worth checking out what they have to offer. But for now, I don't have enough perspective or personal experience with them to have a definite opinion. That's why I'm going to place them in category 5. I can't really give a firm opinion at the moment, but it's a developer to keep an eye on, especially if you're looking for an accessible option. Now let's move on to MAG Property Development. MAG Property is a well-established developer in Dubai with already delivered projects like the Emirates Financial Towers in DIFC, which is clearly a premium address, and MAG 318 in Business Bay, a modern, well-located tower that's perfect for investors and urban tenants. At the moment, they're working on a project in partnership with Ritz-Carlton that promises to be ultra-luxurious. This partnership alone shows that they're aiming for a certain standard and really want to position themselves in the luxury segment. It's a developer I have a rather positive opinion of because they're part of a very financially solid group that's been present in the market for about 50 years. That being said, personally, I've never had the opportunity to work directly with them, so I can't really judge their construction quality or their potential for added value with 100% certainty. I'd say they're a solid player, but I prefer to remain cautious and place them in category 5. I can't give a definitive opinion for now. It's one to keep an eye on, especially with recent developments. Now let's move on to Arada. This is a developer that's starting to make a name for itself in Dubai, especially with their project at Jumeirah Golf Estate. This neighborhood is highly sought after for its green spaces, golf courses, and premium atmosphere, so they're clearly aiming for the high-end market with this project. It's a developer that comes from Sharjah. They're actually the equivalent of Emaar over there, with projects like Al Jada and Masar. So in terms of financial stability, there's absolutely no issue. They know how to deliver well-designed communities, and they've already proven they can handle large-scale developments. That being said, in Dubai, it's still pretty new for them. So I recommend looking at their projects on a case-by-case basis. The potential can still be interesting, especially at Jumeirah Golf Estate, but they're not yet a key player in this market. So I put them in category 3, good for investing, but only if the project suits you and you're in a strategic location. It's a developer to keep a close eye on because they could really gain momentum. Now let's move on to Binghatti. Binghatti is a developer that has managed to carve out a place in the market thanks to its very good value for money. Their projects are generally well designed, with modern styles, and they're perfect for investors looking for affordable yet strategic options. One of Binghatti's big advantages is their speed of delivery. When they launch a project, it's often delivered the following year, which is still quite rare in Dubai. On the other hand, this can also be a drawback for those who rely on extended payment plans, since there is no post-handover option. Once the property is delivered, it has to be fully paid for. In terms of location, they cover strategic neighborhoods like Business Bay, where their project offers excellent rental potential, but also more affordable areas like Jumeirah Village Circle, perfect for investors with a tighter budget. In summary, I rank Binghatti among the developers I place in category 3. Good for investment, they deliver quickly, offer reliable and well-located products, and provide interesting opportunities for those looking to maximize their investment. Now let's move on to IGO. IGO, or IGO, is a subsidiary of the financial giant MAG Holding, which makes it a developer with a solid financial foundation. That alone is already a big plus for those looking for a reliable and serious developer. I've had the chance to work with them several times, and honestly, they're a developer I really like. They offer super modern designs and properties that remain very affordable while being located in strategic areas like downtown, Marina, or Dubai Islands. For investors with a more limited budget, they also have projects like Catch in Jumeirah Village Circle, which offers excellent value for money. Another big advantage with Ego is that they often offer post-handover payment plans, which makes their properties accessible and makes investing easier, especially if you spread the payments over several years. They really have a great mix of modern design, good quality, competitive prices, and strategic locations. For me, they definitely deserve their place in category 3. Good for investment. If you're looking for a reliable developer with well-designed products, Ego is a great option. Now let's move on to Citi Developer. Citi is a developer with big ambitions that's starting to attract attention. For now, they've registered 2 projects on paper that seem very high quality, with premium amenities like multiple swimming pools and modern facilities that really stand out. Their prices are very reasonable, which makes them especially attractive to investors. Another positive point is that they offer post-handover payment plans, which adds real flexibility for those looking to spread out their payments while maximizing their return on investment. In terms of potential, whether for capital gains or rental yields, this could be an excellent opportunity. That being said, so far they haven't delivered any projects yet, so I can't comment on the actual quality of their construction, but with what they're promising and their competitive pricing, it's clearly a developer to keep an eye on. For now, I'm placing them in category 5. I can't make a judgment because as long as they haven't delivered yet, there's still some uncertainty, but they could quickly become a major name on the market if their first deliveries live up to expectations. Now let's move on to a developer called Condor. Condor is still a very new developer on the market, but they're starting to get noticed, especially with their Condor Marina Star project in Dubai Marina. It's a very strategic and sought-after location. So their positioning is interesting, especially for investors looking to be in a premium neighborhood. For now, they've only delivered 2 projects that I had the chance to visit. The apartments are well designed with a good level of finish. However, I can't really comment on their value in terms of capital gain or rental yield because 2 projects aren't enough to judge their reliability or long-term performance. It's a developer that shows some potential, especially with projects in strategic locations like Marina or JVC, but for now, they still lack a solid track record for me to give a definitive opinion. So I'm going to put them in category 5. I can't give a verdict yet, but it's a name to watch to see how they develop in the market. Now let's move on to IMAN Development. This is a developer that has managed to stand out in the affordable project segment while still offering high-end finishes. They mainly focus on areas like Jumeirah Village Circle and Arjan, where they have already delivered several projects. What sets them apart is their attention to detail and their ability to offer properties that look premium but at very competitive prices. Their projects are highly appreciated by investors as they resell and rent out very well with strong rental demand in these areas. In terms of potential for investors, it's clearly an excellent option, especially for those who want affordable but well-finished properties. I could have put them in category 3 because they are perfect for investment, but honestly, in this market segment, they are among the best. Their quality of finish is really above average for their price, and that deserves to have them ranked in category 2. Very good quality. If you're looking to invest in affordable areas with excellent value for money, IMAN Development is a choice I highly recommend. Now let's move on to DARGLOBAL. DARGLOBAL is a very well-known Saudi developer, a bit like the Emaar of Saudi Arabia. They arrived in Dubai with some truly ambitious projects in prime locations. For example, they launched Urban Oasis by Missoni in Business Bay, a residential tower with designer interiors by the fashion house Missoni. The style is impeccable and the location is excellent for investors. Another flagship project is the W Residence in Dubai downtown. Here we're talking about pure luxury with high-end apartments and exclusive services in the heart of downtown. This kind of project clearly attracts a premium clientele and offers great rental potential. Honestly, in terms of finish and quality, they really do an excellent job. I would definitely rank them in category 2. Very good quality. If you're looking for a chic, well-located property, this is definitely a developer to consider. Now let's move on to Imtiaz. Imtiaz is a developer that's starting to make a name for itself in Dubai, especially in the affordable property segment with good value for money. They've already launched several projects in strategic areas like Jumeirah Village Circle and Dubai Island, which offer good potential for investors. The level of luxury in their projects will naturally depend on the location and price, but they're always well-designed, modern, and quite attractive for tenants or buyers looking for a good quality product that's not too expensive. What's great about Imtiaz is that they manage to offer competitive prices while maintaining a very good level of finish. They recently launched a luxury project on Dubai Island that sold out very quickly. So this is clearly a developer that's gaining momentum. So I place them in category 3, good for investment, because their properties are perfect for getting started or for positioning yourself in rapidly developing neighborhoods. If you're looking for a good balance between price and quality, this is definitely a developer to consider. Now let's move on to Samana developer. Samana is a name you often see in Dubai, especially because they're the ones who really popularized the concept of private pools in every apartment. It made a splash, and that's clearly what sets them apart in the market. They have projects like Samana Hills, Samana Greens, and Samana Santorini, which focus on a somewhat spectacular design with a very specific target audience in mind. They're clearly targeting a seasonal clientele, so it's ideal for Airbnb investors. The problem is that their locations don't align with this strategy. For example, in areas like IMPZ or Studio City, it doesn't really match the type of products they're offering. And as for the quality of the finishes, honestly, I think it's not great. It's pretty basic and far from what you'd expect from a developer offering such ambitious concepts. Their main strength is that they offer very long payment plans, which can attract investors with a limited budget, and they're really not expensive. But for me, that's not enough to make up for the location and the average quality of their projects. Personally, I don't recommend them, and I'm going to put them in category 4. There are better options out there. You'll find developers who offer a better balance between quality, location, and investment potential. Now let's move on to Select Group. Select Group is a developer I really like a lot. They have a clear strategy, focusing on quality over quantity, and it really shows in their projects. They don't launch a lot of developments each year, but when they do, it's always well thought out, well located, and of impeccable quality. Even with projects that aren't necessarily very expensive, you can tell they never overlook the details. They're present in strategic areas like Business Bay and Dubai Marina, where their projects resell and rent out very well. And when they take on ultra-luxury projects like their Six Senses residence on the Palm, they're clearly playing in the big leagues. It's a perfect blend of design, quality, and location. For me, this is a developer you should get on board with as soon as they launch a project. Because what they offer is always solid and provides excellent value for money. Whether it's for an investor or for someone looking to buy a home to live in, it's a safe bet. So I put them in category 2, very high quality, because they're simply among the best in this segment. If you're looking for something reliable, well finished, and well located, Select Group is an option you shouldn't miss. Now let's move on to East and West. East and West is a developer that's really starting to make a name for itself in Dubai with projects that are extremely well located and very well designed. One of their most stylish projects is 25H Residence in downtown, in partnership with the Accor Group chain. It's truly in the heart of the city, super modern, and perfect if you're looking for a prestigious address that stands out from the rest. They've also worked on very high-end projects like the St. Regis Residence and the Rixos Residence, so clearly they know how to partner with the right brands to deliver premium properties. This kind of project attracts a very select clientele. So in terms of investment, whether it's for capital gains or rental yields, it's rock solid. Honestly, East and West is a developer I recommend. They don't launch new projects every month, but what they do is always in great locations with real attention to quality. For me, they deserve a spot in category 2. Very high quality if you want to invest in high-end, well-located projects. It's clearly a great choice. Now let's move on to H&H. H&H is truly the very best in Dubai. Everything they do is extremely high quality and ultra high-end. We're talking about a developer who targets a very exclusive clientele with exceptional projects. They have several iconic developments like the Four Seasons Residences and Hayden House, both located along the Dubai Canal. These are incredible addresses with breathtaking views and an ultra-exclusive setting. They also launched Dubai Harbour Residence at Dubai Harbour, yet another premium location with impeccable design and finishes. Their approach is very similar to that of Omniyat. They don't focus on quantity, but every project is designed to offer the very best. Of course, investing with them requires a large budget, but that's the price to pay to access this level of luxury and quality. For me, H&H is, without hesitation, in category 1, the very best of the best. If you're looking to invest in truly exceptional properties and your budget allows it, you can go for it with your eyes closed. Now let's move on to Empire Development. Empire is a developer that hasn't delivered many projects yet, but is starting to make a name for itself thanks to its good value for money. At least that's what we've seen from the first project delivered in JVC. What sets them apart is that they're among the few who still offer post-handover payment plans. This is a huge advantage for investors looking to spread their payments over several years. They don't operate by launching tons of projects at once, but rather focus on well-positioned developments. For example, they recently launched projects in Arjan and Dubai Island that are competitively priced and offer good potential for investors. Whether in terms of capital appreciation or rental yield, their developments can really be worthwhile, especially for those looking for affordable options in rapidly developing areas. In my opinion, Empire Development is definitely worth keeping an eye on. They're not yet on the same level as the big names, but with their strategies and well-positioned prices, they offer real opportunities. So I place them in category 3, a good option to invest in because they tick a lot of boxes for an investor who's just starting out or looking to maximize their return on a reasonable budget. Now let's move on to Aldar. Aldar is one of the largest developers in the United Arab Emirates, best known for its projects in Abu Dhabi, but they're starting to make their mark in Dubai as well. They're a very financially solid player with a well-established reputation, and they offer great value for money even on high-end projects. They're actually the equivalent of Emaar in Abu Dhabi. They have recently launched several projects in Dubai that are very well positioned in terms of price and offer interesting potential for investors, whether in terms of capital appreciation or rental yield. What's great about Aldar is that they have a long-term vision and deliver well-designed communities with particular attention to the quality of finishes and amenities. Their strength and experience in Abu Dhabi, with iconic projects like the Mandara Oriental Residence in Saadiyat, are clearly reflected in their recent developments in Dubai. If you're looking for a reliable developer with a good strategy and well-positioned products, it's an excellent option. So I place them in category 2, very good quality, because they're a major player who really knows what they're doing. If you're looking for a safe investment, Aldar is a solid choice to consider. There you have it. I've shared my personal opinion on a good range of real estate developers in Dubai. I've reviewed 30 developers with options for every budget and every level of quality. As I said, this is my personal opinion based on my experience.